mold me, shape me, help make me more than what I am.
Reaching the lost.
I'm just here to tell you that God's in the process right now of establishing some bridges.
Teaching the found.
We've got to be able to get a generation from one side over into the next.
With passion.
There is power in the name.
And purpose.
I just had to make up my mind a long time ago that I'm going to do this come hell or high water.
Power for Living with Bishop Dale C. Bronner.
God sent his son into the world, not to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. His dominant gift was as a savior of the world, and he lived out his dominant gift. The question is which gift do you give? Because there is a dominant gift in your life, and oftentimes the more talented, the more gifted that you are, the more confused that you can often become in determining what is your dominant gift. May I tell you that a person's gift is not what he has, but a gift is who you are. When you understand that the gift is not something that was just merely given to you, the gift is who you are. Because the gift is always ultimately a person. It's very difficult to separate the gift from the person. God gave the gift of Jesus, who brings the gift of salvation, but you can't separate salvation from Jesus. The gift comes in the person. You receive the person and you get the gifts with him. If you receive the Spirit of God into your life, he comes bearing gifts. We call them gifts of the Spirit because they are the Spirit's gifts. So when you receive the person, you actually receive the gifts. When I married a wife, I didn't just marry a person, I married her gifts. So I not only received the person, I received the gifts that were locked in the person, resident in the person, because the gift is not merely what you possess, the gift is what possesses you. And my wife was possessed by this gift when I met her. She had this gift on the inside of her, so I couldn't separate her from her gift because they were so intertwined. But the real gift that makes room for a person is not the one that he or she possesses, but it is the one that possesses him or her. The great question is not what is it that you will live to do, it's what it is that you're willing to die for. What is it that actually makes you come alive? And let me tell you something about this gift that God gives you. The gift will make room for you, but the gift is not for sale. Because the secret is your gift. Anybody understanding what I'm talking about? You never sell your gift. The gift is not for sale. It cannot be purchased. We discover that in Acts chapter 8 and verse 20, when they offered money to be able to buy the gift of the Holy Ghost so that when they laid hands on them, they could give it. You can't buy the gift. You never sell your gift. God's gift is to you. You share the gift that God has given you to others. And remember, a gift is not a gift until it is given. So if you've got a gift and if you've never shared your gift, you don't even recognize your own gift. So I just want to share some things with you about your gift today, because your gift is the key to your prosperity. It is your sharing your gift, whether it's the gift of your knowledge, the gift of your compassion, the gift of your love. It's the gift of your song. It's the gift of your creativity in writing. It's your gift in being able to do something with a basketball or football or a soccer ball or hockey. It's your ability to be able to do something. It's a gift that comes from God, but your gift is the key to your prosperity. Your gift is the thing that makes room for you, but never sell your gift. You never sell your gift. Well, what do you do with your gift if you don't sell your gift? Let me tell you what you do with your gift. You stir up the gift. Your gift is designed to be stirred. Your gift, you can be gifted as I don't know what, but until your gift gets stirred, how do you stir your gift? Get around somebody who's got a similar gift. If you ever get around somebody that's got a gift that's similar to what you're called to do, something on the inside starts singing. If your gift is to sing and you hear somebody else throw down, you start singing right along with them. You start humming your own thing. You start seeing a vision of yourself up on the stage doing what they do. If your gift is playing ball, I mean, even if you're hurt and got to sit on the sideline, in your mind you're doing the plays. You're cheering. You're living vicariously through them, because when you get around somebody else, you actually stir up your gift. You've got to have exposure to stir your gift. Here's another thing that you don't do with your gift. Neglect not the gift that is in thee. Don't neglect it, but stir it up. Never neglect your gift. Gifts are to be shared. They're to be used. They're to be stirred. You have to stir your gift. Shake yourself. You've got to get moving to stir a gift. That's why as long as you just sit at home, your gift will never really get stirred. You got to put yourself in motion to say, God, let me take inventory of what you've placed on the inside of me. I have a sense today that I'm not talking about gifts under a tree. I'm talking about gifts that are in your life where you have the ability to do some things, to create some things, to play some things. You've got more ability in you than what you realize. And it is a shame that the cemetery becomes the greatest residence of natural resources and gifts, where there are people that go to the grave with songs in them that they never took the time to write, with poems that they never were bold enough to share, with stories that they never created, with designs and ideas and interior decorating that they never were bold enough to share with somebody else for fear of rejection, with business plans, with ideas that they never acted on. Stir up the gift and neglect not the gift that is in thee, that was given to thee by the laying on of the hands of the presbytery. When God touched you, listen, you can't be touched by the gift and not receive a gift. He gave gifts unto men. If you don't have a gift, what does you do with the one that he did give you? There's a gift in your life more than what you realize. You've got more gifts in you than what you know what to do with. Don't compromise yourself. Don't give your secret away, but exercise your gift. It gets better in operating in your gift. And some of you all need to get quiet and get around some other things to start seeing what's stirring on the inside of me. How do I find my area of real giftedness here? And you need to be wise people, because once you find your gift, then you find the king and you bring it and you submit it to him. You come and submit it to him. And you got to bring it and then lay it at the altar and say, I worship you with this. What was a baby going to do with frankincense? What was a baby going to do with myrrh? What was a baby going to do with gold? And you might have a gift and asking the same question that appears to be ignorant, by saying, what in the world can the master do with this gift that I have to be able to put designs on somebody's fingernails? What can he do with my ability to be able to create unique hairstyles on a person's head? What will he do with me as an esthetician, where I can make up individuals? How can I really give that to serve God? You'd be surprised. God will use your gift. Bring it to the babe and submit it at the feet of it. I don't care whether it's planning events. God can use your gift. God can use your gift. Your strength, your power, your giftedness, it lies in your gift. You've got to go back, take inventory, get around some things and start feeling yourself to say, what do I feel bubbling in me now? Something is beginning to bubble in me. You get around somebody else that's doing it and your gift will become stirred. Wise men, follow some wise people. You know, Proverbs 13:20 says, he that walks with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. Then let me put that in modern day translation for you. If you get with somebody who's got some sense, you'll learn something. But if you get with a fool, you'll have a good time, but when it's over, you'll be broke, busted, and disgusted. Y'all like my paraphrase? He that walks with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. The way to develop wisdom in your life is to walk with somebody that you know who has the wisdom, and then employ just the common sense of human anatomy that God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth so that you could listen twice as much as you talk. Because you don't learn anything when you talk, so when you get around somebody that's got the wisdom of God in them, open up and do twice as much listening and only half the amount of speaking. Just go by the anatomy. It tells us do twice as much as the listening as you do speaking. And you'll learn and you'll begin to grow in wisdom, because wise men still are looking for the Christ. And they go and they find him. They see his star. So wise men, they know where to go to find him, because they've located the star, and it goes and follows and it sets over him. And so wise men to this day still follow the star. They still are following that God is leading them. You know why? Because wise people, wise men, wise women always know the way. They know the way. That's the first thing. Wise people know the way. Secondly, wise people go the way. There are some smart people who know the way, but they don't go it. They can tell you where to go, how to do everything, how to make money, and they're broke. Now, I'm not saying that they don't know how to tell you how to do it. Sometimes they're brilliant, but they're broke. They know the way, but they don't go the way. That's smart, it's not wise. Wise people know the way and go the way. And so we don't want to just know the way without going the way. The third thing that a wise person does, a wise person knows the way, they go the way, and then thirdly, they show the way. That means you show somebody else how to do it. That's the philosophy of 1 Corinthians 11:1, where Paul says, follow me as I follow Christ. The original text there says, be therefore imitators of me as I imitate him. He's saying, I know the way, I'm going the way, and I'm showing the way. Doesn't it make you mad when you find somebody who does something and then they want to tell anybody how they did it? You know, and you know, this is what really gets me. When they will have done something and there are secrets and strategies that they have employed, and then you just say, oh, the Lord bless. Oh, God is good. When you find somebody that's willing to show you the way, they then walk with you and they say, hey, this is the way, walk ye in it. They know the way, they go the way, they show the way. Wise men know the way. Wise men go the way. Wise men show the way. That's what really makes them wise, so that the way that they found does not stop with them, but they've opened the door for others. I don't want to just say that I'm the only one like me up here on my job. I want to say I was the first one. That means if I'm the first one, I've opened the door and shown other folks how to come in and do what I'm doing. A wise man not only knows the way and goes the way, he shows the way to say, listen, let me show you how to do this. We've got too many folks that have made money and they didn't have folks who know how to keep money show them how to keep it. They knew the way, they went the way, they were able to go the way, but they didn't have anybody to show them the way. So they get to a certain status and then everything falls to pieces and they lose what they've got because they didn't have anybody to show the way. And we need wise men, wise women that'll say, listen, baby girl, I know you got a man right now, but you need somebody to show you the way, because y'all gonna have some disagreement sometime. You may not argue, but you will have a vigorous exchange of dissenting ideas. And you're gonna need somebody that has already been in a successful relationship where they wanted to kill each other. Well, let me tell you, next week, my wife and I, we are celebrating the culmination of 22 wonderful years in marriage. I don't just want to know the way and go the way, I want to show the way. I want to do what my mom and daddy did for me. They knew the way. They were able to go the way, and they were able to show me the way. They showed me how to survive a storm. I'm built for the storm. Bring it on. I'm already prepared because I've had somebody to show me the way. I know that I'm not going to duck out of this thing because I'm built to handle turbulence, because I've had somebody to show me the way. Smooth seas never made good sailors. I like people that have gone through and have been able to traverse sickness, adversity, a shortage of finances, crazy stuff with the money, and they know how to say, we can handle this. My God, we need more folks that will be wise enough to know the way, go the way, and show the way. You can't lead where you don't go. You can't teach what you don't know. So wise men today, they know the way, they go the way, and they show the way. And today, this is what they do. They find Jesus, and then they present to him their gifts. Something unique about the gifts that Jesus presents. Notice that they presented frankincense. You can never give out of your treasure. Notice that these wise men gave out of their treasure frankincense. The only treasure that you can give out of are things that you have already sensed. It's what you can smell. Frankincense, it was a fragrance. It was a perfume, frankincense. There are things that you may not always know, but wise people can sense it. And they will say, well, now he looks all right. And he's got a nice car, but I don't able to exactly put my finger on what it is. But something in the milk ain't clean. She looks like she's sweet. She's just as mannerable and respectful. She dresses nicely. She's always been warm and courteous toward me, but look, like I'm smelling something about her that I just really don't know. You better take wise folks, because they speak to you out of their treasure. It's what they sense. It's called frankincense. Out of your treasure, that thing that you're able to sense. And some of you need wise people, folks with some gray hair, folks with rich experience in their life, to be able to tell you, baby, I don't know about all of that other stuff that you're telling me about, the type of job he got and what all he do. I don't know nothing about that, but baby, all that I can tell you is that I saw a look in his eyes, and I can't put my finger on, I can't really tell you what it is, but I smell a rat and the wind is blowing from his direction. I don't, she seems sweet, but I'm smelling broom straw. I'm not saying she's a witch, but I smell broom straw, frankincense. And out of your treasure of what you can sense. Am I making sense to you now of what the wise men really brought? They brought an ability to sense things. And so there's something that you can't even explain to people. You can't see by paper, but every now and then mothers are real discerning. A mama knows she can sense stuff like, and she didn't have to see you smoking herb. She didn't have to see you drinking. She can smell it on you when you come home and you thought you had cleaned up, but it's on you. And mama smells it. And may I tell you, you can smell by your sense what you cannot see with your eyes. And then they brought myrrh. Myrrh was about feeling, because myrrh was a bitter herb, because not everything in life is sweet. Some of the wisest people in the world are people that have gone through bitter experiences. a bitter divorce, a bitter failure of a relationship, a bitter collapse of a business. They've gone through bitterness in their relationships, bitterness in their health of their own body. They've had so many bitter experiences. And myrrh was used to actually anesthetize the pain. That's why when Jesus was on the cross and they dipped it in some myrrh to try to give it to him, and Jesus refused it because Jesus said, I want to feel what you feel. I'm a high priest and I want to be touched with your infirmities. And he was saying to us in essence that if I can't feel it, I can't heal it. He was saying, don't try to block the pain out. I need to feel this thing. Don't put me on the painkiller, because I need to feel what I'm doing for you. I want you to know that I identify with you. And so that's why wise people, out of their treasure, they bring myrrh, because myrrh gives them the ability to feel. It's an antiseptic, it's an anesthesia that will anesthetize the pain. So they're saying, out of my bitterness, I'm bringing this. Out of the pain that I've gone through, I bring now something to soothe the pain. Because the broken become masters at mending. If I've ever had my heart broken, I know how to recognize that look in another woman's eyes, who's reserved and timid because she's been so broken, who's withdrawn and almost shy with her head down because she's been broken, who's gone through an experience of bitterness where she perhaps doesn't even like herself any longer, but she's in this place where she needs myrrh. And there's sometimes that even if I can't smell it, I can feel it. And you can feel when things are not right. And out, if it's not your frankincense that allows you to sense it, you have to feel it. And there are times that when you come home to a family gathering, mama might not have seen you and she may not know anything about your business, but when mama throws her arms around you and she hugs you, all of a sudden she can feel, say, baby, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. You're going to be all right, baby. And they can feel your pain of something crying out because there's a bitterness that's in your soul. Anybody that's really connected to you like that, they can feel you. And that's what myrrh is about. It's about feeling the bitterness of the pain that we go through as individuals. So out of your treasure, what you bring out of your treasure are things that you have frankincensed, and you bring out of them things that myrrh, that come out of murmuring, that come out of your bitterness in your own life. Out of your treasure, I'm now able to bring compassion. I'm able to bring comfort out of my own bitterness. This comes out of what I've been through. This comes out of my pain. Out of my pain, I oftentimes find my purpose. It's in that place where I have hurt, because pain is a divine tool used to create a desire for change. And I didn't understand why I was hurting, but somehow God was using a divine tool in my life to be able to produce a change on the inside of me. And then the third thing that these wise men brought was gold. One is about what you sense. The other one, myrrh, is what you feel. And then the gold is about what you see. You're able to bring out of your treasure based on what you've seen. Out of your life experiences, what God has given you the ability to see. From the gold, they made coinage. It represented money. It also represented their ornamentation. They used it as jewelry, and they used it as money. They used gold for that purposes, for those purposes, and it was designed for them to see. Out of your treasure, you bring things out of your treasure that you've been able to see. When I speak to you, I speak out of my gold right now, what God has revealed to me. I'm speaking to you out of the treasure of my gift. It's the treasure of my gift that allows me to see things, that allows me to sense things, and allows me to feel things. There's sometimes that you might come in here and you might wonder, how in the world did Bishop know to talk about this particular issue that I was dealing with? Well, sometimes I can just smell it. It wasn't on any of my notes, but I smell things that are in the midst because it's out of my treasure. You see, I have no business ministering trying to give you something that I don't have, but if I'm a wise man, I carry with me my treasure box, and sometimes I have to sense what's going on, and other times I have to feel you when you're going through your pain, and I can see it in your eyes and feel it in your handshake and in your hug, and I could feel it. And there are times when somebody will come up and they'll just grab my hand and hold on to it for a long time, or hug me and hold on to me for a long time, and I know that this is not just about a greeting. I'm feeling brokenness. I'm feeling frustration. I'm feeling fear. I'm feeling the sickness of a bad report that a doctor has given them, and they don't know how to deal with this. And when they reach out to me, I can tell when they grab me with a desperation, because I understand that they are not really reaching out and grabbing a man. This is a desperation to get in contact with God. This is saying, God, I need you. And I'm coming to your ambassador. I'm coming to what represents you, Jesus, and I've got to get you with everything that's on me, because I'm feeling something so desperate in my life. And if you don't touch me, Jesus, I'm going to be in trouble. Help me, God. And you don't know how often I have felt those touches. And it has cried out saying, I'm desperate. I'm desperate. I am desperate by the power of God. Jesus would not just speak to a leper, but he touched them, knowing that it was contagious. He touched them because he needed to feel what they were feeling. He was not afraid to touch them. AIDS today is our modern day leprosy. And we can't be afraid to touch, because you cannot heal what you cannot feel. And until you know somebody close to you that suffers, you have little to no concern, because you can't feel it. And if you can't feel it, you have no regard for healing it. Out of your treasure, what do you feel? Out of your treasure, what do you sense? Your frankincense. And out of your treasure, what do you see? Your gold. Your gold. Not only your G-O-L-D, but perhaps your G-O-A-L. What do you see? Your gold. Because your G-O-L-D is locked up in your G-O-A-L. What do you see? Wise men know the way, go the way, show the way.
Thank you for watching Power for Living with Bishop Dale C. Bronner. Until next time, God bless you.